Every single day I get people asking me, Dusty, which altcoins are you buying right now? Which altcoins should I sell my Bitcoin for to make crazy gains throughout the bull market? I think a lot of you guys know by now there's only a couple of sectors I'm really excited about, which are AI, gaming, meme coins, BRC, so Bitcoin related coins, and real world assets. And I basically try to buy into these sectors with the expertise I've got and that I can kind of grab into, while also trying to buy these new and upcoming projects all the time. I mean, I've done a video on it very recently talking about the most hot and juicy upcoming projects, and almost every single one of the ones I talk about do extremely well on launch. I think the average result is at least a 5x, meaning $1,000 to 5,000, but that requires a lot more knowledge. Let's talk about some coins already out there that I'm still personally extremely excited about. But make sure you press that like button. That's the only request I've got, because I want to kind of see if we can hit a new all-time high, because Bitcoin just hit it, for my likes as well. That would be juicy. Let's try it. If we do that, I'll go on a call with one of you guys, perhaps two of you guys, and guide you through exactly my plan and what I think you should do, not financial advice, but my thoughts, and perhaps we'll live stream it. Maybe let's go crazy. As a baseline, let's say that any single altcoin you're looking into right now is all going to be based on, or at least priced on, how Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin's going sideways, altcoins have time to rally because Bitcoin just touched the all-time high and thus is in a position to let people translate or transfer over their excitement from Bitcoin into asset classes that will make them even more money. So basically the bigger altcoins. I know a lot of you guys are looking at small caps, but I'm trying to stick to bigger ones for videos like this, even though there are a ton of small ones that I like. I'll talk about it a little bit later in the video. Anyway, let's put a base layer down as well. If you only wanted to buy coins in one sector, I'd highly suggest everybody to look just into AI. The channel here has made tons of money just buying into these coins over the past couple of weeks, and I think many of them will break their old all-time highs, which are still like, I think most of these coins are still down like 90%. And I think you can just close your eyes, scroll through, buy a couple of coins, and if you look back in a few months, you'll be up a ton. A couple of coins I've got good bags into are 𝗬. This is like the center of so many new AI coins and projects coming up. 𝗬, I've got a good bag into. But let me remind you, the gain potential for 𝗬 is limited as the coin is already at $4.5 billion worth of market cap. It's one of the biggest coins out there. Victoria VR, I think if you give this one, I'm gonna say at least a month, I think the gains for this one will be pretty severe. And I think many people will start talking about it once they notice my pitch, once they notice that the underlying, I don't even know how to say it. I guess that these guys know what they've been doing for a while, and these guys have got so much money. But for some reason, it's only up a little bit over, I guess, a little bit of time here. You can see the price has done okay. It's like then about an 8x or so from bottom, but at 100 million, I think it's still ridiculously cheap. I think it can hit at least 300 to 400 million and even a short time span. Again, my thoughts, I've got a good bag into it, but you do your own due diligence. I'm just naming a couple of coins I'm really excited about. Now, there's also a couple of different coins I've been watching for a while that I've not really talked about too much on the channel, that I've been kind of, I guess, secretly accumulating. I mean, many of the coins that make it into my portfolio I've never talked about here, but every now and then I think, let me just release a coin that the masses don't really know about that I still personally like. Of course, do your own due diligence, but let me just talk to you about it. So one of those coins is called XDeFi, still relatively small, still relatively unknown, up roughly 50% throughout the month, but it's a long and pretty funny story about how I found out that these guys probably have a lot hidden still in terms of potential. But one of the good parts, for example, is one of their recent, and there's a lot more coming up, but one of their recent partnerships with Srax Media. You can see Srax is a financial technology company that unlocks data and insights for publicly traded companies. And so them choosing XDeFi as their official Web3 wallet partner, it's a pretty big deal. And I think, you know, every now and then you notice that. That's for the amount of users that they've got and the backing that they've got, which a lot of you guys find hard to read into, but I found they're still very much undervalued. It's hard to say if this is another coin that can do 1000x, right? I don't like to claim those things when I don't know for sure, but I think if we're talking about fair value of where it should be, I personally think it should be roughly 7 times bigger based on similar type of coins. And there's a couple other coins in the wallet sector that are launching soon or that have launched quite recently, and they've all done pretty well, but all are roughly let's say 5-fold or 6, 7-fold bigger for having less users. Anyway, when I made a video about Octavia quite recently, the price went down pretty quickly afterwards. And I was telling you guys in that video already that I made a video at 80 something cents. I think, let's see where it was. I think it was right over here, maybe 75 or 80 cents, telling you guys I was extremely excited about it. Then, once it was at the top, a little bit afterwards, I was telling you guys still that I'm very much excited about it for the longer term. But then on the short term, you just don't really know what's going to happen because it's already 3x since I made a last video about it. Right now, I'm telling you guys again, though, that over a little bit of time, I think this project has massive potential. On the short term, of course, guys, I don't fully know. But if we're taking it a little bit further, I think these guys will keep pushing on. But I might be slightly biased because I like so many different projects in the AI space. Some of you guys said, Dusty, don't talk only about AI coins. I talked about this partially on my live stream and just before it launched at 2 million market cap, only going down here today and over a month has not had the craziest performance. But let me tell you this coin I bought in anticipation of Linea being a next big thing. Linea airdrop and Linea when aside, I think since these guys are a first mover on Linea, the moment that Linea comes along with an airdrop or with something in the near future, Linea could do really, really well. So this is a little bit riskier of a play in the sense that you're buying with the anticipation of Linea getting some more traction. But if it does, I think this could be one of the easiest 100x plays of a lifetime, but let's just say 50x as a baseline. Because if we're being realistic, Linea is still so small relatively, even though it's growing a lot, it's still relatively so small that any first mover can rake in tons of money and tons of market cap. And I think Linea, it has that potential. Again, my honest thoughts though, whenever I talk about a coin, always do your own due diligence. I'm giving you my thoughts, but obviously I'm talking about some of the coins I'm really excited about. I'm holding many coins though, so it's very hard for me to pinpoint exactly which ones are the hottest and trendiest right now, while also keeping you guys in a little bit of a balance by providing coins from different sectors that I'm excited about for different reasons, of which some have got hype and the power of AI or whatever, and others are just undervalued for where I think they should be. We're talking more meme coin space, even though it's not a meme coin, but more meme coin space. For example, one of the most successful trades of my life was making a video about this coin at what, 0.003 or 0.002, like somewhere around here. It is right now over the past week or two done another 10x called Sync. And these guys are advancing a lot. And I've been telling you guys at 3 million market cap, perhaps even 2 million market cap, 2.3 million, I think, that I think this is a 100 million market cap project at least. And right now we've gone from 3 million to roughly 31 already. But like, what sector should I place it in? It's not an AI coin. It's not in my top conviction type of coins. It's coins I buy because they might go from 1 to 2 million to 100 million, those type of plays. But it's very hard to make a video about that because most coins will fail. And if you make a video and people are like, oh, those coins are going to be it, and 4 out of 5 or even 5 out of 5 one time do bad, they really get upset. But that's the name of the game. You try to buy 10 coins, of which a couple will fail. But right now they really kind of don't because it's full bull market territory. But usually they do. Some survive and go absolutely nuts, just like Sync here did a 10x. But I still believe over time we'll hit 100 million market cap. I've not sold a single token. And I checked, I think I bought the last time at like 7 or, maybe it was 6 or 7, like right around this ballpark. And I think I sold slightly later I think it was actually this top that I sold a bit at. At the end of the day, guys, you got to also look out for your profit every here and there. It's not bad to sometimes sell. I think the last buy I ever made was right here, maybe the 15th of January or so, after which I was down a lot for a while, which makes me really, really unhappy. No, it doesn't. A lot of you guys say, man, I'm down so much. What should I do? If you're convinced about a play, you can let it ride out because you can see how the price did after a little while of just waiting. I always give Solana as an example of another coin I have been holding for so long. You guys remember my success story, right? I was writing this at 1 cent, thinking should I sell it all because it's worth nothing now, and now it's $5 a couple months afterwards. I bought this coin in 2021 for the first time. Later on in 2023, I was thinking, man, this was the stupidest coin I've ever bought, as it's down to, you see 1 cent. Held on, it went to 55 cents, sold a bunch, went to 90 cents, I sold a bunch. I had a good chunk left though, because obviously going from 1 cent to 90 cents, you've 100 extra money already. And now it went to $7. So you can understand, I turned my money, whatever I had here, into 700 times that in the span of like 4 months. Those are the type of plays I'm mostly looking for, especially when realizing that people look at these valuations like 400 million and think, wow, that's insane. But first of all, I always take into consideration the fully diluted market cap as well. You know, how much inflation of tokens is there still going to be? But on the opposite side, I'm also thinking, if we're looking at some of the top coins in the list right now, just top of the top coins, right? We've got Bitcoin at $1.3 trillion. We've got Solana here, the number 5 at 60 billion. I think though that if we give this some time, the top 10 will not have a coin under $250 billion. Right now it is only 19 billion with Shiba Inu. Again, like I just said, give this the end of the cycle, and I think the lowest play will be 10 times as high as the numbers we're seeing right now, perhaps higher, but I'm saying that as a baseline. This whole top list here, in the top 100, there's coins below $1 billion. I think the lowest coin will not be below 3, but I think personally it might be 7, 8, or perhaps even 10 billion at the low end, because this sector is going to go on such an exponential growth curve. So from that perspective, any coin here at the top even as well still has massive potential. I mean, Shiba Inu just did a couple 100% in a few days. If you think it's at $4 billion and it can't do much, well, I mean, this coin just went from 4 billion to 20 billion in the span of a week or two. You know, 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗃, I can't find it. Here we go. Similarly, it went from 300, 400 million or something like that to roughly 2.7 billion in the span of a week or two. This month, it's up 600%. And so the best thing I can tell you in one of these videos is, if you always look and think, man, I should have bought earlier, because a lot of people tell me this, you always have that. Stacks, for example. I think I covered it in my last video, right? I still stand by the conviction of this project will probably 10x over time. But don't look at it tomorrow, don't look at the day afterwards, because it might just fall. But give it a little bit of time, and I think the numbers will make sense. Beam is another good example. It's not one of my top coins in terms of how much money I have inside. You guys know I have a trade open, but it's not my number 1. But this one, for example, since I talked about it, has done relatively good, which is nice. But still, the numbers here, it's relatively low to where I expect it to be over time. But if you look at it today or tomorrow, yes, it might not be perfect. And if Bitcoin falls, it might not be nice for a little bit of time. But give it a little bit of patience, and I don't think anything can fail. If we're talking meme coins though, guys, any meme coin goes. Literally, if you just buy, if you go to memes, for example, I kind of don't want to say this, but I will, because I did it in a TikTok too, and it was really good stuff. If you buy every single coin here, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, you buy 10 of them, win. You know, maybe buy 12, maybe buy 15. If meme coin season starts, your coins will do really, really well. Meme coin season has started. I'm just saying, if a meme coin season starts at any one point again, every single coin and price you have right now will probably skyrocket still, because the prices are still relatively low. If you look at it, Dogecoin is still 80% down from its all-time high. Shiba Inu is down 65%. So since I think that most coins will beat their all-time high by great margins, you're still buying at a pretty good discount. It's just kind of funny for people to realize that even if you only buy memes, I think you'll still make good gains. But there's a difference between buying purely based on hype and buying coins that will last throughout the times, which is why I have different sections of this video. But hey, those are some of my top coins. I have to make these videos pretty often because, first of all, it changes often. Second of all, there are so many coins I'm bullish on that I kind of have to just make long lists. But I know that people don't like that. People like when we just talk about a couple of coins because attention spans, I guess. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you let me know by pressing that like button. And if you didn't, you just like news, for example, do let me know down below as well, because that's the only way I know what you guys are into. And that's about it. See you guys again in another one.